now has more confirmed coronavirus cases than any other nation.
I just don't believe that.
It's from the Wall Street Journal. It's right here.
All right.
It says confirmed infections top 82,000 across country, exceeding all other nations' national totals.
Hmm.
That's insane.
I mean, not really, but anyway.
I just wanted to point that out. I didn't know if you wanted to know that.
I mean, there's nothing really we can really do about it.
We can just hope and pray.
I don't pray. Gives you false hope. All right.
Right.
Hello everybody. My name is Jared Weathers, and welcome back to the Weathers Media Podcast. Obviously, with me again today is my co-host Aaron.
How's it going, everyone? Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and germs.
Wash your hands, bitches.
All right.
Everybody, seriously, wash your hands.
Use hand sanitizer. Not a
Hand
lot, but
sanitizer.
use it.
Just use a little teardrop amount. That will definitely.
Use it like 3 times a day. If you use it any more than 3 times a day, your hands will be rotting. So don't just 3 times.
And you're and you're crazy if you do it
Sure.
more than 3 times a day.
That is true.
You're considered crazy.
Oh God. All right. So we have a lot to talk about. We actually have some stuff that I haven't even added to the thing yet. So let's get started. So we're gonna start with national news. Uh, the U.S. unemployment rate rises to 3.3 million as so many jobs close and so many people get laid off. That's insane, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I have no words, man.
So I know the coronavirus thing is a
Mhm.
big story right now, right?
It's
But
all over.
I really feel like this will be the last time we mention it on the show because there's just
I
too
hope.
many to talk about.
Yeah, I hope so. Unless they start confirming more cases around us and all that.
Yeah,
I'm honestly tired of talking about coronavirus because
me
every
too.
podcaster, uh, every podcaster and YouTuber, all they talk about now is coronavirus, and
Yeah,
it's boring and annoying. It makes me
that's
not
right.
want to listen to your podcast.
Very true. It makes me not want to do this podcast because we are sort of a news,
We're
show.
we're yeah,
We're
like a news outlet, but we tell it how it is,
yeah,
not Fox News.
true. So you know what? There's one thing I want to talk about, but we'll get to that at the end of the national news.
All
So
right,
we actually have some PS5 news. They actually unveiled the PlayStation 5 about, I think it was like a week ago.
interesting. Yeah, I'm
So,
excited. I'm excited.
me too. So I watched about half of the press conference they did, and
Mhm.
so it was actually pretty interesting. If you like the technical stuff behind the consoles, it's pretty interesting. So basically, what it was they're explaining kind of how the PlayStation 5 is going to be different from the PlayStation 4. So the
Right.
PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible with PlayStation 4 games, which is what we've been wanting for decades now. Um,
Is it is also back I heard it was going to be backwards compatible with all PlayStation games.
no,
I wasn't sure if that's true or not.
that's false.
All right. It would be pretty cool though. So that
It,
way
it,
you
it
don't
would, it would,
so
but
that
that's
way in
false.
case in case you had a PlayStation 2 games at a PlayStation 2, you wouldn't take the time to unplug your PlayStation 4 just to plug in the PS2
Right.
and the hassle and the timing.
Right. No, I get that, but they were explaining that the PlayStation 5 is just going to be backwards compatible with the PlayStation 4. So
Well,
that's what that is.
that's really cool.
Um, and they said they might add some more later, but as of right now, just PlayStation 4. So at least we got that.
Yeah,
Um,
I
and
believe the new AEW game is coming out for the PS5, right?
I haven't heard anything about it. I don't know.
Hmm.
I know uh, Rockstar's waiting to release GTA 6 for the PS5,
Right.
and that's why they haven't gotten it yet because they're waiting for the new technology,
Yeah.
which PlayStation actually touched on in that um in that press conference. They were talking about, or like one of the developers, I think it's the head developer of the PlayStations. He was talking about how from the PS1 to the PS3, everything was kept in secret, and they didn't tell any developers or anybody. They didn't tell anybody what the new stuff was, and it was basically on the developers to figure it out themselves. And he
Yeah.
said that that changed for the PS4 because they wanted developers to know what they were doing so they could get in front of it instead of lagging so far behind it. Um, because they actually showed like the months that it took for developers to get going for the new
Mhm.
consoles.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think I think the PS1 was like 6 to 8 months. PS2 was like 4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
The PS3 was like 3 to 5 months, and
Short
then
short span.
the PlayStation 4 was like 1 to 2 months because they gave them uh the the new stuff beforehand, so it felt quicker. And they said it's not gonna take it's no matter how early they give the developers the new stuff, there's still gonna be at least 1 to 2 months of trying to figure everything out. It's not gonna be exact zero where everything is just right on from the get go.
Right.
But I mean, it was pretty interesting. I'm not gonna, say like all of it, but it was pretty interesting. We are getting backwards compatibility. We're getting, I believe they're gonna start at 1 terabyte for storage.
All
Um,
right. That's
and
not bad at all.
I mean, it kind of looks like the original PS4. It's a little wider, uh, and the length of it is a little shorter, but I mean, it's basically the PS4, which is fine. I don't mind.
Right.
I don't
I
care.
mean, I'm not going to be mad at all.
No. Um, The Xbox, on the other hand, I haven't really seen a lot of information on that one. Um, so whatever we get more information on that, we will tell you. Um,
Right.
oh, and if you like horror, just like I do, I love watching horror. So I was watching a
Dude,
video.
same.
Dude, horror is awesome, but I was watching a video about the Child's Play series or the Chucky
Yeah.
series, whatever you want to call it. And they're at the end of it, they were talking about the new Chucky show. And this was before the new movie came out, and obviously before the new show came out, because the show hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm like, you know what? I want to know when that show's coming out. That show comes out this year.
I'm excited.
This year, I am so
Speaking
excited.
speaking of like new shows that are coming this year, I'm excited for the one that they're coming out with on Disney Plus. Um, I don't know exactly when it's going to be out, but they rebooted the Mighty Ducks,
Oh my god.
and Emilio Estevez is reprising his role as Gordon Bombay. I'm excited because you haven't seen them, obviously, Jared.
No.
So, but like I grew up with these movies. No, and knowing that it's going to be a show on Disney Plus, it's going to be amazing. I'm
Oh,
excited.
speaking of Disney Plus, we're also getting the new season of The Mandalorian this year in the fall.
Ooh, I still have to finish. Actually, I'm just gonna restart the whole series
Yeah, I
on
would.
my profile.
I would.
Because I don't even remember exactly what episode I left off on.
I mean,
But
don't worry. It should only take you till like tomorrow evening to finish all of them. Like they're pretty
oh
short.
yeah. And like the episodes go by pretty quick too with
They
the
do.
plots.
They do.
So it doesn't feel like you're sitting there for a whole 45 minutes. It actually feels like you're sitting there for like half an hour each
Yeah.
episode because
Yeah,
the
but
plot runs so smoothly and quick.
from right, it feels like you're only there for half an hour, but you still get all like it doesn't feel like anything's like too rushed. Like everything is
Right.
set pretty well. So, the one thing I want to talk about with the COVID-19 is Senator Rand Paul voted against a bill. Uh, I can't remember exactly what bill it was, and then but he voted against it, and then he got it. He got
Karma.
the coronavirus.
Karma.
Yes, hardcore.
Like that's not even
Hardcore.
ironic.
It is like it's really fun. Um, do you have any more national news that we have to talk about?
Um, it said that a Denver Nuggets player has coronavirus.
Yeah, I mean, if
Oh,
I didn't, I just kind of skipped over it just because if we do that, we're gonna talk about everyone that has it, and it's just gonna be a whole thing.
yeah.
I do want to say though, the Target that I work at up here,
Mhm.
there was a guy who had it in the store on Sunday.
Oh shit. Really?
Yeah, yeah. So luckily I wasn't there. No one that I know was there, so we're all good. We're good.
That's good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want
Um,
my awesome host to catch the coronavirus.
that's right, because then everything ends for you.
Your life, your career, everything.
No, I'm at you, the podcast, the wrestling, everything just stops.
Oh, oh, right. I thought you meant like with you, and I'm like,
I mean,
wait.
I mean, no, but
I mean,
um,
you should be fine if you catch it. You have a good immune system, I believe.
yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah.
So let's move on to some wrestling.
So,
So,
man, how we were saying for months about who the exalted one was. We were swerved.
I
We
mean,
were.
sort of. I mean,
I mean,
Matt
we
Hardy
both
and
said it
Brody
was Matt.
Lee.
Yeah, they both showed up in AEW, which is awesome. But we both said Matt Hardy was going to be the exalted one. I honestly didn't like think it would be
I
Brody
was,
Lee.
I was kind of hoping it's gonna be Matt Hardy. I was kind of
I
hoping.
was it was supposed to be.
But hey, man, you know what? I'm fine with Brody Lee being the exalted
I'm
one.
I mean I am too. I think
I mean,
Brody Lee looks
they're
better than
they're
ever.
pretty close to being the same character anyway. So
Yeah, I agree. But like, the reveal of the exalted one being Brody Lee really shocked me.
I think it shocked a lot of people.
Yeah,
Like
they didn't
honest,
expect it. They honestly, because um, I think originally Brody Lee was going to go back to CZW for a bit. I
yeah.
mean, it would have been really. I mean, I think so. I don't know
I don't know.
exactly, but I mean, it would have been pretty cool to see Brody Lee back in CZW for a show and then go to AEW.
Yeah.
Um.
Matt Hardy's
So,
now a part of the elite, I guess. Also, it's
uh,
kind of weird, but
he's replacing Nick Jackson in the Blood and Guts.
yeah.
So, remember when I was telling you about like the Undertaker style vignettes on NXT?
Yes.
Well, turns out it was Killer Cross.
Nice.
Last night on NXT, or last Wednesday on NXT, because this goes on Friday.
Right.
Um, it was a standoff between Gargano and Ciampa, and Triple H was in between them, saying, "Hey, if you guys keep fighting after your match, you both will be out of NXT." After that, a vignette popped up, and you see Killer Cross's face, and
Oh
it's just
man.
like, yeah, it was bone jarring.
So I know this says Dark Side of the Ring season 2 episode 1
Mm-hmm.
part 1. Um, we've seen both parts now. Um,
Yep.
but before we talk about it, uh, what would you rate both parts as a whole?
I give it a 10 out of 10, man.
10 out of 10, A plus, dude.
Mm,
Great.
yeah, an A plus, man.
I did like how Chris Jericho at the beginning, he's like, look, if you think we're glorifying a murder, then you can just leave.
Stop watching. Like, just stop watching.
Stop it. You played yourself. Like, legit, like,
And how he had no emotion during any of it, because, again, he was the narrator, and he showed no emotion. Man, when
yeah.
on part two, when David was talking about the murders, and he started crying, I started crying, because, like, shit, like, man, excuse my language, but, like, Benoit was one of my heroes in wrestling.
Right.
um
I didn't cry at that part, but I'm like, oh man, I can't look at him. I can't.
the thing that really disturbed me was when the person who wrote that book was talking about how Chris hung himself, like, in deep detail and description, like
Right.
how he set his weight machine to 230 pounds and released it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, I like I was breathless when I heard that, and I was like, oh my god. I
Well, I don't care what anyone says. Um, you know, well, just like they said on the part 2, Harley Race did the diving headbutt, told
Yeah,
everyone to not do it.
he specifically told Dynamite Kid, do
Yeah,
not do this move.
Dynamite Kid did it.
Dynamite Kid did it, ended up in a wheelchair.
That's right.
He told Chris Benoit, do not do this
Don't
move.
do it. And
Benoit did it.
Benoit did it.
And
And CTE is real. I just want to make sure everyone knows this. CTE is real, no matter
everyone,
what you think.
in some point of someone's life, everyone gets CTE. I probably have it somehow.
I'm sure I have
You
a
know,
little bit of it, not a
I
whole
mean,
lot.
same for me. Like, I don't have a whole lot, like, but I
Right.
have probably, like, a decent amount of
Yeah.
CTE. Yeah, but, like, dude, I loved both episodes. I loved part one, and
Yeah.
also, like, when Jim Ross went to Nancy and Daniel's funeral, how Nancy's sister thought WWE sent him,
Yeah.
when WWE did not send him over. He did it
Uh,
out of respect, because he
yeah.
loves the business. And Nancy was one of the pioneers of being a valet in the business,
A good valet.
a great valet. I
Yes.
mean, her character as woman in ECW was great, and then in WCW, amazing. Florida
Amazing.
Championship Wrestling from Florida and all the territories. She was great.
Amazing.
She was she was the valet that you wanted to get with, but you also hated at the same time.
Yeah. Very true.
And she was great at getting her heat.
Yeah.
I honestly think if eventually, along down the road, if they were still alive, eventually they'd bring her into a storyline somehow, and I think she would kill it.
Yeah.
You know, that's just my opinion, but, like, damn,
Uh,
it was
I
just
did agree with David in the first part when he said that at the end of WrestleMania 20, when Benoit and Guerrero both won their
mhm.
titles, if they would have just
Guerrero
retired right there.
retained. Yeah, I see. I mean, I wouldn't have been mad if Benoit retired, but I would have loved to see him keep going as long as he could. and then see where, his retirement would have came to be.
But that was the problem.
Yeah.
He didn't stop, and Eddie didn't stop,
And
and then it
the
cost both of them their lives.
agreed. And the thing that also kind of shocked me, like they showed the text between Nancy and Chris,
Yeah,
how she was berating him about the steroid abuse.
yeah.
And it's just, man, this both parts, I cried. I'm not gonna lie, I cried. It was,
It was a
you know,
difficult watch.
it was difficult to watch, but you learned more about it. Like we
Yeah.
finally got the answers, but we didn't. But again, if they were murdered not by Chris, who did it? It's like we've been saying for years. It's a case that's really never going to be solved.
I mean, they gave some pretty good
Yeah, like
evidence.
how when they showed the evidence and the photos, the knife under Daniel's bed,
Yeah,
like that was, oh man,
yeah.
that was again,
From
yeah,
the cops themselves that were there on the scene.
yeah, like, the both parts were disturbing to watch, but I'm glad I watched them. Like
Me
I'm
too.
glad I got to know more about what happened.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like, man, I'm excited for the rest of the season. Honestly, I'm excited.
Next episode is New Jack.
No, no, thank you.
New
No,
Jack and
thank you.
all his crimes.
They're
Yeah.
probably gonna definitely talk about the mass transit incident.
I mean, you
Most
have to.
definitely.
You have to.
You, yeah, you
You
have
have
to.
to.
You have to. But yeah,
Uh,
my rating is A+ for both
A
parts.
plus. I agree. Uh, so from that depressing news, we actually got some odd news. We have some stars that might miss WrestleMania this year, including the WWE champion Brock Lesnar.
Right, because he lives in Saskatchewan, Canada,
Yeah, and they
and
closed off the border
and
between Canada and the
yeah,
U.S.
but he was on Raw on Monday.
It's taped. It was
Yeah,
taped.
right. Well, they also might have taped some WrestleMania matches too, possibly.
I heard they were taping everything till after the Raw after Mania. All the way up to Raw after Mania, everything's taped.
I think that was a smart move to do.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah, Raw, NXT, SmackDown, WrestleMania, and the Raw after WrestleMania. Everything's taped,
Hmm. Yep.
which is a good idea.
I'm not mad about it either. Like
No, I mean,
most wrestling fans, they would be mad because like, oh, it needs to be live. No, especially now with everything that's going on, it doesn't need to be live
yeah,
because there are people that need to spend time with their families and make sure they're okay.
yeah, and be quarantined.
Hmm. Daniel Bryan is quarantining himself
Yep,
right now as we speak, so may miss WrestleMania.
probably.
I was really, I mean, again, I was really looking forward to seeing Bryan and Zayn one-on-one.
Yeah. Oh well.
But yeah, I'm not mad at WWE for doing that at all.
No, not at
It's
all.
Vince, whoever's running the show right now. It's Vince
It's
and
Vince. Yeah.
Hunter. It's Vince and Hunter. They're being smart right now just by taping it. And you know, again, it's not an issue with me. It's
Right.
wrestling. We still get entertained. Sure, it's not live, but we're still entertained, right?
Right.
Right.
Uh, so we have the longest reigning NXT champion, Adam Cole.
Yep. Yep. He was announced as the longest reigning NXT champion.
Do you think he might, him and the Undisputed Era might come up, after everything is back to normal to the main
I
roster?
can I so I see Cole dropping the title to
Killer Cross.
Killer Cross or Velveteen Dream. One of those. It's probably going to be Velveteen Dream.
Does Dream need it though? I mean, he's been North American champion.
Yeah, he's
Killer. I feel like Killer Cross needs it more than Velveteen Dream does.
yeah, but with Killer Cross being right in the mix of things, like just coming into NXT. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a bad idea. I'm just saying that like most people would kind of like be, oh, just because he's an international star, he gets the strap.
No, because he needs to be. He needs to be. Oh, I just had it on my. I just had it in my head. Solidified as an
Yes.
actual
And
threat.
I agree. I agree with it. I mean, yeah, it would be pretty cool to see Velveteen Dream as NXT champion, but you know, with Killer Cross taking the strap, again, not a bad idea. And then I can definitely see the era coming up to the main roster.
Yeah.
More importantly, Raw.
Raw. That'd be amazing. So Daniel Bryan might become a part timer. He was talking about it earlier in the week that his neck is nagging him again, and he doesn't think he can wrestle every single day anymore.
Not only that, his contract too is coming up.
Contract.
He wants to renegotiate with WWE, but he wants to be a part timer,
Right.
which, and plus, you know, with his next child being born
right around the same time.
Yeah,
like it's pretty close.
I'm not mad about Daniel Bryan wanting to be a part timer. He needs to be there for his family. He needs to be
and not break his neck.
Yeah, we don't need another Edge incident.
True.
Daniel Bryan
which I believe is why Daniel wants to quit while he's ahead, really, because you just never know what's gonna happen. So I have on here that Baron Corbin makes an excellent point. I don't know, was that me or you?
Yes. That was me.
Okay.
He was on After the Bell with Corey Graves. He was saying how he misses being booed from the crowd. Like he misses the aura that the crowd gives. And again, he makes an excellent point with that. It's hard to watch wrestling with no crowd and like you're the only one in your room marking out and stuff, and it's like, oh wait, the TV should be doing that and not just me.
Right.
So like he used the heel tactic by saying he just missed being booed in the arena.
Right.
And I love Baron Corbin for that. Baron Corbin's a great heel.
I agree.
He's never been a face. That's the thing that's really gotten to me. He's never been a face ever since he debuted in NXT. He's always been a heel.
I mean, it makes sense because his like natural persona is his wrestling persona. I mean, he's the bad guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, I would love to see Baron Corbin turn face, but I don't think it would work.
No, especially right now because no one's gonna cheer for him.
No, he's got so much heat, and in a good way as a heel.
Right. Yeah. It's not like go away heat, which is good. So I don't know if you heard the story, but Evil Uno of the Dark Order join the Dark Order.
What?
What? What happened?
Wait. Evil Uno from the Dark Order joined the Dark Order.
Evil Uno from the Dark Order.
Yes.
He should or he said that that we should support the independent wrestlers who are not making any money right now, which I agree with 100%.
I completely agree.
Join the Dark Order.
Our friends are indie wrestlers.
That's right.
And they're not making any money right now. They're only making money from merchandise sales, and and they're great. They're great. Independent wrestlers get such a bad rap.
I agree.
When they're once you get to know an indie wrestler, like you want to hang out with them more and stuff. You want to know more about the business. You
Yeah,
want to know, you know, and it's just like I feel bad for them.
yeah.
So yeah, join the Dark Order or
Join the Dark Order.
die.
Uh, but you know who didn't like that?
Mm,
Get these hands, Mr. Braun Strowman, the
that is
monster among
right.
men.
That is right.
Braun Strowman,
And he's the face right now, so he's like,
yeah.
it doesn't make any sense. I
Hold on,
get it.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me explain this. Just
Okay.
for anyone who doesn't know. So Braun Strowman responded to him and said, "Well, if they're not making enough money being a professional wrestler, they should change industries." Which I guess I understand, but I also don't understand because these are people who have wanted to be wrestlers since they were 5, 6, 7. They were young kids when they decided to do
Mhm.
this, and they want nothing more than to be a wrestler, and they're living
The
their dreams.
like the, like for example, when CM Punk was wrestling, he wouldn't pay attention to friends' birthdays. His girlfriend at the time even said it in the documentary.
Yeah,
He would literally like miss out on her birthday to wrestle.
he missed out on his own birthday to wrestle.
Yeah, like he didn't care. That's all he
No,
wanted to do.
yeah,
And
and then he
I
made it.
respect I respect him for that, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
in a way.
and then everyone turned on Strowman because of course they did. He later apologized, and maybe I believe him and Evil Uno are friends now. I'm not sure.
Huh,
You
I
know,
don't know.
because obviously everyone wants to join the Dark Order. So you know.
I do.
Um. All right. So we're gonna move on to the NFL. So earlier today it was
Damn, we
announced.
have a lot to talk about the NFL.
Oh yeah, and trust me, we have way more.
Oh,
So
gee.
earlier it was announced that Roger Goodell sent a memo to all of the NFL teams, and the draft is going on as planned, but it's
Ooh.
gonna be a little different. They're not gonna be in Las Vegas with 20, 30,000 people. It's actually going to be a studio show, still showing the War Room, but it's gonna be more of a studio thing, which will be fun. I
I
just
I'm
I
pretty
want the
excited
draft
to
to
see how
happen.
it turns. Same, the draft needs to happen.
And it is. For the NFL, the MLB, on the other hand, and the NBA, not feeling it, but that's okay. No one cares about those sports anyway.
It's
Join the Dark
all
Order.
about football.
Yeah. Uh. So good. I'm glad that Roger Goodell actually has something positive to say instead of
Yeah,
being
because
himself.
normally he has a lot of negative things about him, so it's good that he's on a positive note right here.
Yeah. Very true. Um. So the first thing we have is obviously Darius Slay got traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. Thanked
That
everyone in Detroit. Well, all the fans anyway. Um, and then he decided to go after Matt Patricia because he doesn't even like Matt Patricia. Um, he cut him down, saying that him and whole reason why he wanted to get traded in the first place was because him and Patricia were not getting along, and he knew where it was going to end, and he didn't want to do that to the fans, so
right.
he left.
So he did the smart way.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna miss Darius Slay in
Me too.
Detroit. Um, he's
I
a
think
great player.
I thanked him on his post. I did. I did. I was super nice about it because he's one of my favorite cornerbacks in the league right now. Um. So yeah. Uh. And as I'm sure a lot of people have heard, a high volume of players want to join the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but no one wants to join the Dark Order. What's up with that? uh. Obviously, they had to turn away all these players because they didn't have enough room for them. They did re-sign Sue,
Hmm.
so good for them, I guess. Um, Brady officially signed with them. He tried to trademark the term TBXTB, Tom Brady and Tampa Bay, which is a weird thing to trademark, but okay. Uh, the Lions signed Jaron Curse. I don't remember where he was from. Um, I thought he was a pretty good player last year. Aaron, what are your thoughts on the Lions signing Curse?
Um, I don't. I'm not too familiar with him, but I think it's a good move on Detroit's part.
I agree. I'm gonna give that a B minus because even though he's a good player, he's not top tier. Um, the Rams signed former Lion A. Sean Robinson. Aaron, what do you think about the Rams getting a new defensive tackle?
They needed it, so and I think this is going to be a good thing for the Rams.
I
Uh,
think that they finally found a replacement for Sue. Um,
mhm,
I liked Robinson when he was on Detroit. Wasn't like one of my favorite players, but he was a
right.
good player. Uh,
He
what's
was a
what's
playmaker.
your yeah? What's your grade for the Rams picking up Robinson?
I give it a B minus. I'm gonna wait to see what they're gonna do with him and see what he can do.
I'm going to give it a C plus. I just like I said, I like Robinson. He's not top tier, and he's still pretty young, so we'll have to see how he grows. So the Broncos cut Flacco, which is good. Should have done that a long time ago. Never should have picked him up.
Yeah.
And they signed former Chargers running back Melvin Gordon.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, what do you think about the Broncos signing Melvin Gordon? And does this maybe make them a playoff contender or like trying to build that up?
I agree. Yeah, I can. I can see that happening.
And what is your grade for them signing Melvin Gordon? Because remember they have Drew Lock as a quarterback now,
Yeah,
and he
that's
was pretty.
true.
He's a pretty good quarterback, like a good starting quarterback.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Uh,
I give it an A minus on
A
that.
minus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a B plus. Just because I feel like they could have. Like I'm glad they got Melvin Gordon because they really do need him. Um, with Lock at quarterback and Gordon at running back, who is he gonna throw to? I mean,
Right.
you can have
Yeah.
him run the ball, but you need some wideouts too. So I'm kind of interested to see what goes on there.
Yeah.
The
Same.
Rams released Todd Gurley, which was weird. I thought they were gonna
Ah,
keep him for
man,
a little more. And then they cut Clay Matthews, which I guess I get. He wasn't really that good on the Rams, unfortunately. And they released a new logo. So, have you seen the new logo?
no, I have not.
It's hideous. It's like the worst logo I've ever seen. Don't know why they did that. Um. Oh yeah, and then the Falcons picked up Gurley. I'm giving that an A. Uh,
Yeah,
Aaron,
I give it an A as well.
kind of kind of tell people why uh the Falcons picking up Gurley was a good idea.
I mean, Todd Gurley, not a no one to sleep on. Gurley's a great player. Um,
Can
the
run over
Falcons.
anybody.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Falcons needed someone like Gurley. You know,
Yeah,
so I think it's a good move on Atlanta.
I agree. Um, Dallas signed cornerback, haha, Clinton Dix. Um,
What a
Clinton
name.
Dix is like one of the best. I when he came into the league and he played when he was on the Packers, I thought he was like one of the best corners in the league. And then he kind of fell off when he went to Chicago. I'm kind of hoping Dallas builds him back up. Um, what does this put Dallas back in the playoff picture?
Um, I can see it potentially. Yeah.
Well, let's see here, because you don't really have the Redskins really aren't a threat anymore. Giants are never going to be good. Um, Philly is Philly. But they do have. I think it'd be interesting since Philly has Slay now, and the Dallas just picked up Clinton Dix. Could this be a battle of the defenses in the NFC East?
Yeah. I can see it. It would be a good matchup to see.
Yeah, totally. And how about a grade?
What a B.
B. I'm gonna go with a B also. Um, from the NFC to the AFC North, we have the Steelers picking up two huge players: Eric Ebron, former Lion, and Chris Wormley, former Wolverine. Ebron was doing better as a Colt, I believe.
Yeah.
Wormley
Oh
really
yeah.
wasn't doing anything as a Raven, unfortunately.
No.
Um, but these are two huge signings, and I give both of these an A minus.
I agree. I agree with you on that. Uh, Eric Ebron, great player. Had a great time in Detroit, and then went to the Colts. He did okay. I feel with the Steelers, he's gonna do better than he did with Colts. So again, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
I feel like if they got rid of Roethlisberger and brought
Hmm.
in like Cam Newton or something, be
I can
a
see
lot
that
better.
potentially. I could see that happening.
Um,
Not likely, but like
no.
I can see it.
Let's see here. The Saints signed Emmanuel Sanders. He was one of Peyton Manning's targets when he played on the Broncos.
Yep.
Great receiver, great hands. He's a fast guy. He's on the
Agreed.
taller side.
Yeah,
Um,
he's pretty tall, but like
yeah.
I mean that's a benefit for him
Yes.
actually.
Now
So
that he signed to the Saints, he has one of the best quarterbacks ever throwing to him. So,
yeah,
well, that's going to be interesting though. Seeing Emmanuel Sanders pretty much against Mike Evans on Tampa Bay
yeah,
twice a year.
it's gonna be interesting to see.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited.
The Raiders picked up a lot of people. Most
Mhm.
notably Nelson Aguilar. Probably one of the best cornerbacks. I would say at least top ten cornerbacks in the league right
Interesting.
now.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I've never
would.
heard of him. So
Oh man, he's pretty good. I think he was on the Eagles.
okay.
He did pretty well for them. Um,
All right.
I'm gonna give that an A minus. Yeah, A minus.
I'll agree with you on it. I'll have to see
Uh,
what he in the season.
of course. The Patriots signed veteran quarterback Brian Hoyer again.
Crazy, crazy.
Brian Hoyer, for those of you who don't know, is a German quarterback. He was on. Oh, here we go. He was on the
Didn't
Browns,
he
the
play for the Bears?
Colts.
Didn't he?
He played for the Bears, I think, one season. He's this is his second stint with the Patriots.
Mm.
Um, so I am. I don't know if I'm interested in this because remember last time Brian Hoyer was the starter in Cleveland, he lost the job to Johnny Manziel. So
Yeah,
let's be cautious because Brian Hoyer might lose his job to a new up and coming quarterback pretty soon in the draft.
yeah.
We'll see how that
We'll see what happens.
goes. Yes. The Panthers finally cut Cam Newton because he
That
sucks.
was, he was
Awful.
arrogant. He was
Awful.
he was a good player, but he had his ego too high.
Top two teams you think would pick up Newton right now, who that desperately need a quarterback?
That desperately need a quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't know. The Raiders are good with their quarterback.
Yep.
Tampa is obviously good because they got Tom Brady now.
Do you want to know my opinion?
Sure.
I'm saying Mr. Cam Superman Newton could either go to the Chargers, who are desperately in need of quarterback after trading Rivers, or maybe he could fight it out against Brian Hoyer up in New England, because a lot of teams they have their quarterbacks set.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, those two teams are still not completely good. So
Especially since Brady left and like all those other players for the Patriots, they left
yeah,
and went to the Lions.
yeah, like
Lions
half of
good.
them went to the Lions. But yes, I think Newton could either go out to LA or maybe he could go up to New England and fight out with Brian Hoyer, and maybe Hoyer might lose. Um, and some sad news for Wolverines fans: Green Bay signed probably I would say probably the best receiver to ever play for Michigan, Devin Funchess.
Agreed. I agree.
Um, Getting cut by the Panthers after last season, Devin Funchess was looking for a new home. Obviously, I'm not a huge fan of Rodgers, but you can't deny Rodgers has a good throwing arm. So for Funchess, I think this was a good idea.
I feel this is going to be a great matchup. I think, especially with Aaron Rodgers being a great quarterback. Regardless, I hate Green Bay,
Same.
but I like Aaron Rodgers. He's a great player. He's a great quarterback.
Yes.
Devin Funchess, a great wide receiver. You saw, if you didn't see his highlights when he played for Michigan, check them out. They're you'll literally replay them over and over and over.
Oh yes. Um, I mean, Devin Funchess could be what Kenny Galladay is to Matt Stafford for Aaron
I
Rodgers, quite honestly.
I can definitely agree to that.
Because Devin Funchess and Kenny Galladay, they're on the taller side of the receivers.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's a benefit for them too. That's a
yes,
benefit. That's not a demotion. That's literally a
not at
benefit.
all. Uh, Having two of the best throwers in the game right now throwing to you, this is going to be an interesting thing to see twice a year. So
Mm-hmm.
let's hope. Um, there's a lot of XFL players that actually got signed by NFL teams. I don't know all of them. I do know PJ Watson, I believe his name is
Right.
Walker. PJ Walker
Yes.
for the
Mm-hmm.
Roughnecks.
Yep.
He got signed. Can't remember what team he got signed. Was it the Steelers? What
Let me
team was
look it
it?
up. I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Because I didn't write it down. So
Uh, Panthers.
that's right. He's gonna be the backup for Teddy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
It's
originally Cam was gonna because originally Cam was still gonna be the backup for Teddy Bridgewater.
yep.
Cam was
As
like,
for as
"F
for a
this,
release,
f,
and
f this, f you guys. If you're not gonna start me, f you. I want out." And they signed PJ Walker. So
the Panthers tried to trade Cam Newton to the Bears, and the Bears didn't want him.
he's like the modern day Colin Kaepernick. No team wants him because he's so arrogant. He's so cocky. He's so full of himself.
Yeah, but Colin Kaepernick was actually a good quarterback.
I'm not saying I'm not saying Colin Kaepernick was a bad quarterback.
No. I'm
I'm
just
just saying
saying.
no. He was a great quarterback,
Yeah. Cam
but
Newton, on the other hand, is not a great
Cam
quarterback.
Newton, he was good in college, and
Yes.
then people overhyped him
Yep.
because he's Superman Cam Newton.
And then he started believing his own hype, and then that's where his downfall came.
That's where the downfall came. Exactly. If you believe your own hype, stop.
Yeah.
Stop believing
Play
in yourself. Just play the game.
Yeah. And not
If you
yourself.
lose, you lose.
Join the Dark Order.
Yeah. Join the
Cam Newton, join the Dark Order.
Is that going to be the name of the name of the episode? Join the Dark Order.
Maybe.
I mean, makes sense.
Maybe.
We have here the Bucks re-signed Ndamukong Suh.
We already talked about it. We already talked about
Oh, we did?
We already talked about it.
Oh.
You remember?
Oh,
you remember that?
bad.
We already talked about
No.
it. At the top, when we talked about the high volume of players trying to join the Bucks, we mentioned Brady and Sue.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we already talked about it.
Oh, all right, never mind.
All right.
Man,
is there anything else you would like to add to this?
As far as I'm concerned, no. We've covered everything. So,
I do want to mention new podcast on Sunday. It's the Real Cast.
That was fun. That was so fun to do. So, if you guys listen, okay, so you guys are definitely gonna probably listen to the Real Cast. What we did is, since we don't have basketball March Madness, we made our own March Madness.
That's right.
And
split it 2 parts.
We decided what was the best Disney Channel original movie.
Right.
The first episode is just the whole first round. Mm-hmm. I had fun with it. It was fun. There wasn't really too many arguments too. It went by really smooth, and I'm glad it did.
But the next March Madness bracket we have, it's not gonna go as smoothly.
It's gonna be pretty brutal.
It's gonna be interesting. So, if you guys want to listen to that, Sundays, the Real Cast, Fridays, the Weathers Media Podcast. The Real Cast is going to be hosted by me, Aaron, and our friend Brandon Tuning.
Yep.
So, 3 hosts. We might also talk about some movie stuff, but for right now we're gonna try to do as many March Madness brackets as we can because I love doing that. I love it.
I enjoy doing these podcasts, especially like in a time like this where we can just kind of sit and relax and just talk. Like it's so fun. Yeah. Eventually, I will be getting a new computer charger and I will be getting a professional grade mic. So I'm not using my phone headphones.
That's right. And I will have to get a new mic for myself, and I might even get a mic for Brandon.
Yeah.
Because we all need new stuff. So
we all need new stuff.
But thank you everybody for listening. For Aaron Ahmed, I'm Jared Weathers. Real Cast Sunday.
Also, follow us on Instagram. Follow me at Wrestler616
and Jared Weathers YT.
Yeah,
and
also follow the Real Cast.
That's right.
On Instagram.
Real Cast Pod on Instagram.
Also follow the Weathers Media Podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to make a new one for that one.
Yeah. We'll tell you the handle when the time comes. We'll make an announcement in the next few days.
But Aaron.
Yeah.
As always, join the Dark Order.